In real life.
We are recording.
What that means.
You know what that means. So. Pretty beautiful.
And we're live.
Every episode. That's the rules from now on.
All right, Jesse.
All right.
This is a special episode.
It is special.
It comes at the request of one of our fans.
One of our fans. Our one fan. No, we have maybe two fans.
Yeah.
Two we know of. We've heard of.
But it's per request, guys.
Per request.
We've taken that at request and we're going to record a video. Granted, we missed last week. Jesse, tell them why. I don't think they know.
I had surgery. I tore my bicep.
Which bicep?
The left one. I don't know if this is left, this is reverse it, or I don't know. My left one, tore it, complete rupture. If you ever want to know if you tore it, you can get your finger underneath your bicep tendon. Can't do that because you tore it. Then
You were drawing too much.
I was drawing very fast. I decided I should try to play soccer, and
It's going very well.
it was going great until it wasn't. So.
One glorious moment. Snap.
I'm not a bad keeper, but I'm terrible when I only have one arm. So,
Happens.
yep, and that's what happened. And it happened on Wednesday, and so Thursday I was not in a position to record. Pretty out there still. And so this blog went up last Thursday on the 2nd.
Mhm.
We're going to put it out today on Wednesday, the 8th. And then tomorrow you get a new one. So
Right.
enjoy. And this is for you, Brig.
All right. So today we're talking about planting trees with purpose, timing, types, and tips to success.
Timing, types, and tips for success.
By Nature's
I like that
Design
alliteration.
Studio.
All right, you want to read the intro?
Tonight,
Pay attention, everyone.
trees are the backbone of a landscape. They provide shade, beauty, habitat, and a sense of permanence that few other plants can match. And fall is the perfect season in the Carolinas to get them in the ground.
The brush is alive, swinging and snapping, feel the vibe. Thoughtful Thursdays, oh hey, hey, designed into the rhythm of nature, they say.
So Jesse, tell me why fall is the best time for planting. That's like now.
Like right now.
Right now.
Right now. Well, basically, the temperature is not crazy hot. The rainfall can be rather consistent, and it's easier. The plants are in a phase where they're starting to. Plants that are out here growing that are already out there. They're growing their roots right now, so it's a natural step for the plant, the tree that you put in, start growing its roots and anchoring itself. And that's really good because then when spring comes and you get more rain, the soil's a little loose and the wind starts blowing because of the storms, your tree is nice and anchored in by the root, and it's got plenty of nutrients available to push out big blooms and big leaves.
Yeah, because you can really put plants in whenever. It's just the battle you want to face.
Exactly, yeah.
Because if you go in the summertime,
You
you're
can
going to
do
have to be watering like crazy and making sure it stays not, because the plants feel stress. That's the thing.
We all feel
they're
stress.
living beings. So when you take a plant from the nursery to your yard, it is now changed from the climate that's in the nursery to your yard. So it's automatically get a little bit of stress. Normally,
okay.
it's not too bad because, it's fine. But then tomorrow you put the plant in, it's going to be 90, 95 degrees for the whole week.
Mm-hmm.
That plant's going to feel that
Pause.
a lot.
I have a thing in your hair.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
I don't know if y'all can see that, but I could. I can't let my man go out like that.
So, if you plant them in the summertime, you're just going to have to be watering them like crazy, and you have to they just require a lot of maintenance to push them through that season. There'll probably be a little damage coming into the fall, which is now. So now with the cooler temperatures, you won't have to, have a garden hose out there every day because it's raining a lot and it's not even that hot. So it's perfect.
Perfect. It's just it's the least stressful time of year for your trees to go in, and a lot of plants. Not all plants need to go in. We should go in now, but
you do spring too. But then you're trying to speed it up. Like it depends when in spring, because if you only buy yourself a couple of weeks before that heat comes on in, it's like you give it a little
for sure.
But then here comes
For sure.
Here comes the hurricane.
But we put it in the fall, the tree's naturally going to start really growing. It's going to put its energy into growing roots, which will just behoove it for the spring and summer.
Primed up.
And it makes things easier.
Explosive growth next season.
Exactly. It makes things easier on you as the tree owner as well. So that's why it's the perfect time. It's not the only time, but it's the perfect time. All right. Well, how about you tell me what kind of trees? What kind of trees are there?
What kind of trees are out there?
We don't need to get like too specific. I don't need like every kind of tree. Well, like, are there like two kind of broad categories of tree we can break it down into?
The cool thing is we didn't make trees, right? They just exist.
We didn't make them.
So there seems to be.
Thank you, God, for the trees.
Yeah, there seems to be two categories that the Lord has provided.
Yes. Okay.
Really, really big trees, and then not so big trees.
Oh, cool. I like that.
One way is a shade tree because it provides shade, and the other one is an understory tree. So these are two primary.
It provides understory.
These are two primary categories of trees. So if you ever go to nursery or whatever, you say you want a shade tree. That's not a tree that likes being in the shade. It's not what that means. A shade tree means it's a very big tree that will provide shade because they have a big old canopy.
Right.
So your shade trees are ones that have very big canopies. They'll cast shade and they really provide structure to your landscape. So generally, you kind of have two rules of thumb when you're designing a yard. You can either start with your bed line or start with your trees. That's really your starting point. So when you're looking at your yard, you're going to start by placing the trees. And so the trees could be a focal point. You could screen a view. You could have it as an accent to your house. You can use it to provide shade for your house to reduce energy costs. You can place it in a spot that you want to have a lot of shade at some point, and then your orientation matters. You know, you want to have it to block your afternoon sun, put it on the west side of your home so that it blocks that
harsh
afternoon hot sun. And then you always need to visualize it as max size. We'll get to that later. And then you have your understory trees. So your understory trees are something nature has created to survive underneath the large canopy trees. So that way, you know, we have, again, our layering process. So a lot of times in design, the points we emphasize is what mimics just the nature out around us. I don't know. The nature, straight up.
Straight up the nature.
We just design to the rhythm of nature, hence the name. But really, it's all just out. So what you want to do, your best example is just go out, see the woods, see a naturalized area, and then you see how nature does it. And then you try and mimic that for the health and benefit of your landscape.
In some respects. Sometimes in nature,
it does look wild. Like if you say I want a natural landscape, you need to understand it's going to look crazy.
Yes.
Nature does not like formality, and so no one in your woods there's no animal that trims the edges and keeps your hedges nice and crisp.
No, we get beavers that take your trees down. That's what we get.
That's right.
But no, but you think sometimes you go in the woods and the trees are so close, and none of them really get a full canopy and get them big. So when you want a natural landscape, you don't want the woods. We understand that. Everyone does that, but so you got to think of, well, we'll get into this in a minute in spacing, but you're
getting ahead of yourself.
We mimic nature. We don't replicate nature. I don't know. We
to the rhythm of nature.
We go to the rhythm of nature. Yeah.
And so understory, you can think of the flowering trees like a dogwood, a serviceberry, or redbud. So they get your pops of color and your beautiful flowers in the tree. So they're usually smaller, probably around 10 to 20 feet, something like that. Versus your shade trees can go all the way up to 100 feet.
100,
much larger.
100.
And so with that, now we understand the categories of trees. And so how should they be placed in your landscape, Jesse?
Spacing and placement. So
super important.
We talk about those shade trees. They get a big canopy. That means you got to give them big space, right? So 20 to 30 feet away from your house is probably what you want. They're the backbone, they're the structure, they're the skeleton of your landscape.
Make sure when you're at the nursery, you see the name. Just quick, we all have phones. Just Google.
Just look at
mature size of the plant.
Always it's actually 0.3 down here. We'll go ahead and jump to 0.3. We'll jump back to 0.1. Well, 0.1 we said 20, 30 feet away from your structure. 0.3, the mature size.
Not the cutie size you think in your
Oh,
head that
it's
you're
so-
like, oh, I'll just keep it at this.
You
You
know,
just
I'll just-
prune it, right?
I'll just prune it and keep this tree that wants to be 100 feet tall at 5, right?
It's not gonna happen.
No,
It's not
you're
gonna
gonna just kill it and suffer. It's gonna suffer its whole life. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
We're people for the ethical treatment of plants. We're pet. So always think about the mature size of the plant. And then point 2 is the understory trees. You can do 10 to 15 feet apart. You can look at your canopy size, but generally speaking, 10 to 15 feet apart. You can be a little closer. They can be closer to your buildings. Sometimes you can use a sun tolerant understory tree to be a shade tree if you have a 1-story house, or maybe you've got a shed out back, right? That doesn't mean that's not going to have to be a big tall oak tree. So you can use maybe let's see, let me think about it. A redbud would be a great example. They can get 20, maybe 25 feet tall. It's plenty tall enough to provide shade for let's say a 1-story shed that you got in your workshop out back. So understory trees can be closer, but can be used.
Always remember mature size, guys.
Mature size.
Because they all look real small in the nursery, but they will not.
Don't torture it to death.
All right. On that note,
Yes.
we're going to talk about your species.
Which one you choosing?
Your native options. Always circle back to the native. Basically, a native is a great option just because they're from around this area, so they'll require less maintenance, less fertilizing. They'll just be better suited for the conditions that are already here. Not to say a non-native can be a perfectly good option if it's for the right spot. Ginkgos are amazing.
But if you're looking for something easy that's going to just work, think about natives first.
Yeah. So, right plant.
Right place.
Right. So you can match the species to the conditions that you see. Really make sure, because there are some trees that do not like to be in the wet. They don't like wet feet. They will die immediately. There's some plants that absolutely love being wet. There's some plants that can even be submerged.
Mm-hmm.
They can stay in wet conditions.
Heard of a cypress swamp, I believe.
Yep.
Cypress trees.
So the cypress, there's some cypresses that can literally be in like a foot of water
Underwater.
and be totally fine.
With alligators too. They don't even mind that.
You try that with a maple, it's going to die.
Alligator will eat that.
So then your red cedars are drought tolerant, and then your red maples. So maples really can, you put that thing in the ground and it's probably going to just thrive. They're
More than likely.
really, really
You
good
might not
plants.
want to be underwater. But
And then you do want to think long term whether you want how much litter that plant is going to drop, because it is different. Some trees are extremely messy, like river birches. They just dump crap all year.
Time.
There's sweet gums that will drop those spiky balls, but now they also have varieties that do not create those spike balls anymore. So keep an eye out for that. So just think about, this tree is going to be great. I know it's really big, but that's what I want. But then also think about all the litter it's going to drop. So again, all of that.
And recognize the native plants here. We do live in a deciduous kind of rainforest area.
So maple is going to drop all its leaves at one point. That's a lot of leaves.
So you put that kind of maybe away from your pool, maybe, or your house.
Pool.
You keep that kind of over there where you want to have one day a mature forest and barred owls and deer.
That's right. And then you want to diversify your palette. Don't just put the same species throughout your entire yard. This is not good.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to think. Have I ever seen a row of the same thing in nature? Never.
Nope.
Never.
I wonder why.
I've seen patches. You can patch them, but don't do a row.
It's kind of like dogs. If you get a thoroughbred, they're really nice. It's cool, but they're not the healthiest.
You said dogs, and then you said thoroughbred. You confused.
Sorry.
The thoroughbred's
That's a horse. What's the dog where it's like a pedigree? Is that what it is?
It's like the pedigree is like the makeup of the dog. Right?
Yeah, it's like the dog. If you get a mutt, my point, mutts are way healthier.
Now we're talking about. That's what we're going. Like a purebred.
That's the word.
That's the one.
Not thoroughbred.
Yeah.
Purebred.
Yeah, you get a purebred anything, and there are certain.
It's going to come with problems.
Ailments that affect those specific dogs, right? And so
the same thing. If I just went one plant my entire yard, I had 5 of the same
Mhm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
It takes one little pest, one bug to come and wipe it all out.
Do you know that happened to the banana plant? Bananas used to taste different because we had a different species of banana, and then one bug came along and killed them all.
Monocultured the whole thing.
You had the monoculture, and they killed them all. They had to refine a new banana, and now we got the banana we have now.
So diversify, but really it's not even that big. Get like 2 or 3 varieties.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
And just intermix them and play with them.
Totally fine.
You get a bug that likes maples, and then but the next to it's an oak. It's like I don't want that.
It's more compelling visually.
It looks better for sure.
And then it's way healthier because mixed plantings can help each other out. And then
but know that too if you want to create some sort of alley. Because I get it, because a pretty line of Vitek, not Vitek,
European hornbeam.
The European hornbeam. There we go. Down maybe you've got horses and you're walking. This is what I imagine. You have a walkway that takes you to your arena, and you want to align that with the European hornbeams because they're all beautiful. And I get it. Just know that we got to pay attention a little bit to those if you want to do that. But if you want that naturalized look, you can't do it. Just don't do a bunch of all the same thing.
All right. So we've talked about the categories of plants, how we should space them, and what to look out for as far as species selection.
Choose wisely.
Finally, Jesse, how do we put this thing in the ground?
Some pro tips for planting success. Some pro tips.
Give it to me.
All right. You want to dig. So roots of the tree go out, kind of like the canopy goes out. So
a lot of people don't know that. They think roots go down.
They don't.
Negative ghostwriter.
They go out.
They go out.
Almost mirror the canopy. So what you want to do when you're putting a new tree in the ground is you want to dig a nice wide hole that doesn't have to be any really deeper than the pot itself or the plant, the root ball itself. So measure the root ball. Say it's 12 inches tall. No, you only got to go 12 inches deep, but you want to go twice the size around. To give those roots plenty of space to grow.
If you chop up that soil on the outside, it'll be a lot less hard for those little baby roots that are trying to grow to make their way initially, because they'll get that burst of growth and then they can take on like the harder soil later. But you don't want to just throw a plant into a hell pit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that and just kind of a little more. Well, we'll go ahead and jump in there. Talk about backfill with native soil. You want to use your native soil as much as you can. Sometimes all you got is dirt, or like it's not dirt. You've got rocks and clay, and you definitely want to try to amend that. But you don't want to just use a couple bags of dirt from Lowe's in that hole. That's not. You've got to amend. You got to add in mostly what is the soil around that plant, because it's going to have to adapt to that. But if you give it some good soil mixed in there with some good organic matter, it'll give it a good head start.
So you don't want to baby the tree too much. If you just put it in like this super nice potting mix, it's going to be used to that level of nutrients, which is not what the soil provides. As soon as
it hits the end of that hole you dug,
it's going to shock and be like, what the heck is this soil?
I don't know what to do about it.
It's not going to know and won't adapt. It's probably going to die early or really struggle. So you want to mix into, you want to toughen your plant up a little bit. Give it a little kick.
Yeah, you can't baby them too much. You need to just get them going. So we had dig a big wide hole. Remove any burlap twine or baskets when possible. Sometimes you'll get a burlap. Sometimes, more than likely, if you're watching this, you're not going to do a burlap just because they're heavy and they're harder to move. You're going to go find something to load that's in a pot. So just make sure you remove the pot. Scratch it a little bit. Tickle the roots a little bit. See if you can get some of that dirt on the edge of the pot also.
If you do need plants, you can call us and we can provide.
We hook you up. We hook you up. You just call. Backfill with native soil, and try to stick to that if your soil is decent. If it's not, amend a little bit as needed. Then you're going to mulch 2 to 3 inches deep, but you want that to be nice and flat. No mulch volcanoes.
Yeah, do not mulch. Do not mulch up to the trunk. You're going to want to make kind of like a saucer pan. So it's going to be kind of level with the trunk itself. Go down, then you have a little mound on the outside.
And a little mound on the outside will help hold water in there as well.
Yeah.
So as you're watering, you want that water to go down into those roots. That little berm you built around is going to be.
And most of your oxygen exchange happens in those roots that are right there at the flare of the base of the tree. So you don't want to cover those up because you will suffocate the tree, because yes, plants breathe. Trees breathe.
They do. And everyone sees the multiple volcanoes, and they see the plants are there and they're alive, but they're not
usually pretty short though. If you imagine it, they look kind of stout because they're not growing right.
Right. They're not going to grow right. So Give them room to breathe. And then finally water deeply once or twice a week for the first season. So you do that in the fall because the temperatures are cool. It's not a lot of stress on the plant, and then you just give it plenty of water, and then it'll really shoot those roots.
And that's the difference between the summer and the fall, because a day like today, it rained most of the night and all morning. You don't have to water because the world took care of it for you.
Exactly.
So
sometimes in July,
when it hasn't rained in 3 weeks, you're on duty every other day, essentially deeply watering. And that's a pain.
That's a lot. So, and then let's see, we'll finish out with this. Plan with intention, and you'll be rewarded with shade, color, and character for decades to come.
So are you ready to plant your legacy? Contact Nature Rhythm Design Studio today. We can help you out. We're happy to provide plants, design the yard for you, help you out in any way we can, all things nature.
Don't forget, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today.
Right now.
Right now.
All right.
Serving Travelers Rest, Greenville in the Upstate.
Hope you enjoyed, Brig.
Holla. All right. Good. Thanks, man. Chop it up.
The grass is alive. Swinging and snapping, feel the vibe. Thoughtful Thursdays, oh hey, hey. Designed to the rhythm of nature, they say.